Good morning from the farm. So it is Wednesday, October 5th, and I'm working from home today. So Charlie wanted to come outside for a bit, so I am out here also. Some interesting things have happened in the past few weeks, so I'll turn you around here in a second, but the biggest thing is that we've started to frost. So all of my plants are pretty much gone and done with. I had pulled a bunch out already, but we'll go through what's still in the garden, what I need to pull out, and what I need to do today at some point this afternoon. All right, here is the garden as of October 5th, 2022. As you can see, I've pulled a bunch of stuff out. The marigolds are still doing wonderfully. We have greens that are doing great. But let's talk about the very late added pumpkins and the peppers, and what the plan is. So at the very early spring, I had a few sprigs of garlic that I put in the ground here, thinking nothing was going to come of them. They've started to sprout, which is not great. But I'm going to add the rest of my garlic here, after I pull out the marigolds. Our greens patch, we still have some kale, we have spinach that likes the cold, chard, obviously, and still enjoying the cold. It hasn't gone wilty yet. And we have a bunch of sage that's come back. So I'm going to harvest that here soon and put it in the dehydrator. Of course, lawn noises. So I had a bunch of basil that I pulled out that was dying. My peppers are starting to die off because of the frost. But I learned that you can actually pot your pepper plants over the winter. Some of these plants are probably well past that already. There's a little tiny baby pepper. But I have some bell pepper plants that are in the middle in between these that don't look so bad. And when you put them in pots, you cut off all the green anyway. So I might try that experiment this year. We'll see what happens, because I had a great success with these plants this year, and I can only hope to kind of jumpstart next year if I have plants potted and inside for the winter. The squash bed, I pulled everything up. The vines you're seeing here were pumpkins. Obviously, they started to kind of produce, but I put them in way too late, and the frost has now gotten to them. That's why all the leaves look like poop. So I'll pull those out here soon. This bed had a few little things still left in it. Specifically, oh, look at the caterpillar. I had a few eggplant plants in here that didn't do well over the spring, but started to get bigger like 2 months ago. So I had to pull those out because they started to go wilty. This pile includes those, but also includes all of the green beans that I pulled out because they were done also. I have a few tiny cabbages on the end that are still growing. Charlie's peeing on my compost pile. Charlie, get out of the garden. Go. He thinks it's fair game now. So this bed is pretty cleared out except for, obviously, the marigolds. These were also pumpkins. These ones didn't really, I think I had one pumpkin start on the end here, but none of the other ones had started. And it got pretty big. I had a lot of male flowers, but not really any female flowers except for that one. So obviously I'm going to pull this guy out. I'm just going to walk through him quickly. Charlie's having a good time. I pulled out and destrung the tomatoes this morning first thing. So I pulled the plants out. They're going to go in the compost pile. There's some little wiry bits that I need to pick up and trash. There's some drops that I have to pick up that I will also compost. And I'll pull the stakes out and put them away for the season. And we'll do that. And then at some point this week, I have to mark where all the beds are so that when we snow blow past in the yard. Charlie, What are you barking at? What's wrong? Stop. 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 They're just birds, baby. I hope. They're just birds. Let's see if we can hear anything. Okay, Char, all done. Come on, let's go. Come on. We gotta go. Come on, let's go. All done. All done here. Come on, let's go. Come on, down the hill. All done. Come on. Come on. Let's go get a snack. Move it, move it. I said, no, Mom, there's something there. Rhubarb. This is an interesting view of the garden. So the rhubarb I need to cut back. Also, I've got my peonies that I need to cut back. But yeah, anywho, taking the stakes out, we need to mark the beds so that when Andy snow blows for tiny dog Charlie, we know where not to ruin the beds, especially the ones that have the wood around them. So these three. But we will update you here soon. Bye. Sorry for all the noise. I'm in my basement doing laundry, but I realized that I hadn't shown you what came of the peppers after I pulled them out. So this is what happened. I took a few of the plants, a few bell, jalapeno and serrano, and potted them, and they are going to live in my basement for the winter. I heard from a gardener online that if you pot your pepper plants and remove all the leaves, that they will go into hibernation for the winter, and then you can bring them back out in the spring and replant them outside. So that is the experiment that we're trying, and we will see how it goes. It's a sad day on the homestead. We have cleared out. I've got some greens, some sage, mostly greens, that are still left, that are still going strong for now. So we're gonna keep eating them for a little bit longer. But as you can see, the rest of the garden has been pulled up. We're just gonna redo those beds next year. I've posted these beds so that Andy doesn't hit them with the snowblower, and cleaned up the rhubarb patch. End of the season is sad. Hi from future staff. So as I mentioned at the end of that last clip, end of the season is sad. Not much we can do about it now, but we had a great season. We had a lot of success and a few failures and a bunch of stuff that we didn't get to because I was way too overzealous, I guess, in my first season. So I will have another video where I talk about all the things that we did, all the things that worked, all the things that didn't work. But I think it has been a great ride. I'm excited to start planning for next year already. And so if you have any recommendations, make sure to put them in the comments. And I hope that you had a wonderful growing season. I hope yours is still lasting a little longer than mine has. We are still getting chard and spinach out of the garden, and those will last for a while still. Those are greens that really like the cold and don't mind the frost. So we'll continue to have those for a bit. And otherwise, the garlic is in now. And so that'll be prepped for the spring. And hopefully next spring we can put in a whole bunch of other stuff and get excited for the season. So thank you for watching, and thank you for... Sorry. Charlie! Leave it! Come here, please. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here throughout the season and watching my gardening. And if you have any suggestions, like I said, leave them in the comments. I'm happy to chat, and I will see you soon with a greenhouse. All right, bye.